we're pretty much in the mode of doing what we've done in the past, and I think we are being fairly successful at that plan now. The main thrust of our proposal is in advertising, regional advertising, or advertising the region. Our web statistics show that we've got our two main markets, and surprisingly enough, the Treasure Valley is becoming a major market for southeastern Idaho. We get a lot of traffic to the website in the Treasure Valley, and we're focusing somewhat more of our efforts into the Treasure Valley then. Obviously, they're 4.5 hours away from our area, so it's not a day trip. They will spend their time in southeast Idaho overnight, hopefully for multiple nights. The trend has been seeing more and more of that, and also the trend from last year carrying into this year, especially RVs and campgrounds, is they're not there for one night, they're there for multiple nights. They're not dragging a trailer all over the country one night at a time. They're getting someplace and they're staying there for an extended period of time rather than in and back out again. As such, and I'll just run down through these elements very quickly, I'd rather leave time up to questions from the council rather than selling you a bill of good of what we want you to hear. I'd rather answer the questions on issues that you'd have for us. The regional advertising, like I say, focusing some national marketing, but really what we're looking at is regional marketing, Treasure Valley, the Wasatch Front, co-oping as much as possible wherever possible. Into the Wasatch Front, again, we're doing planning on doing radio campaigns, especially during the winter months. The Wasatch Front is prone to temperature inversions. They get poor air quality in times when we do not. And it's really nice to be able to do on your radio broadcasts that, you know, our skies are clear, the air's clean, come on up and visit, and they're just a short jump away from us for doing that. Element 2 in the Consumer Travel Show, this year we're going to have to expand our role somewhat. In the past we have cooperated with Region 6 and Idaho Fish and Game when we go down to the International Sportsman's Expo. We really try to establish an Idaho presence there. All of us together, co-oping, instead of 10 by 10 booths, we open those up and we end up in a 10 by 30 booth, which, you know, says Idaho. Fish and Game is an absolute must partner in those shows. That's what people want to see, is where do I fish, where do I hunt, how much does it cost, do you have the proclamations, on and on and on. You always know you're talking to somebody from Utah if they ask you for a fishing proclamation, because in Idaho we have regulations and they have proclamations. So unfortunately, Idaho Fish and Game is the only way that they could come with us last year was they had already made a monetary commitment to go to that show and buy a booth. This year they will not have those resources available. We're looking at co-oping with, and we've already made the agreement with Region 5 of making that commitment, going down in there, buying 3 booths again, and splitting that cost between the two regions to be able to keep Fish and Game in there and partnering with us. Those shows were really successful. We went down to the Morris Murdoch Travel Show this year alone, just Region 6 going down. The Lava Hot Springs Chamber of Commerce also had a presence there, had a booth there, and the attendance there was just phenomenal. People are still looking to travel, they're still looking to get out, and we're sitting in an ideal location of, we're only 2 to 3 hours drive away. You don't need a passport, you don't have to worry about getting swine flu, you don't have all of the travel restrictions and the big ticket costs of getting there. So I think that really puts us in a good position for this year and next year and on into the future. Once you start building those travel patterns, I think we've got them for quite some time. The internet websites, again, more and more of our fulfillment really is being met by the internet. As long as we can get the name out there, get those keywords promoted, get the keywords there established within the website when people are starting to look on where to travel and how to go, in our website coming up there. Regional brochures and brochure distributions still remains an important part of the entire program. Internet's great, knowledge is great, but they love to have something in their hand when they travel, especially a map, and a map detailing the area, where they want to go and what there is to do there. We've had a terrific response from our birding map of the region. It's got all of the different bird species, times of year that you can see them, where they're located, and then we promote that magazine in birding publications out of the area to be able to get that. We get people, and the really good part is those birders come in from different parts of the country, and they're going to spend extended, have extended stays in the area. And even the ones that are coming locally, the best time to bird is in the morning or in the evening. Neither one of them is conducive for driving any distance at all, really, to get to your area. So they'll spend the night in our area, get out into those birding sites, and get their lifetime list built up. It also includes, the brochure distribution, the racks with certified folders who we contract with to get our regional Visitor's Guide to Southeast Idaho into the Wasatch Front, and then also up into the West Yellowstone, Montana area. Catch those people as they're traveling to get off of that main route and spend an extra couple of days in our area. We've got an element with the Bear River Heritage Co-op. Again, the Bear River Heritage area covers 4 of our southern counties and then into northern Utah. In Utah, they are making an effort, and actually this past year, inroads have been made in Idaho of getting our congressional delegation on board for national designation of that heritage area. If we can get to that, we're going to have a tremendous asset on our hands of a lot of people coming in and really developing that heritage area. The co-ops that we go into with them is in promotion of the heritage area, and getting people, once they start moving up, that heritage area doesn't stop at the state line, and they can continue on up into southeastern Idaho. We have included monies in for co-ops with the Idaho Scenic Byways. It's our understanding that there is potentially some changes that are going to be occurring in that program, in the state program. We just wanted the ability to be able to partner with those when they do come along. We've got 2 scenic byways that bisect our area. One is on its way to becoming a nationally designated, and eventually we hope to get the Oregon Bear Lake Scenic Byway also with that national designation. Our international marketing, we were going to cut that back and scale that back because we had originally planned on advertising in the RMI publications, and then they were cut out this past year, and now evidently they're back up and running again. And when we made the commitment to go into RMI and the international marketing, one of the first things anybody will tell you on that is it has to be a long-term commitment, a long-term strategy into that, and that's what we'd like to do. This is just our 2nd year back into that RMI commitment, and we'd like to be able to continue on with that. And then the final element is that training element, where we're looking at participating, helping out with getting people to the Grant Summit, and then also up into the state. I still want to call it the Governor's Conference, so to here. And with that, I would answer any questions that you have and be happy to, Mr. Chairman.